Kenan Thompson is the longest-running cast member in Saturday Night Live history, but before he became one of the show's most reliable talents, he needed mentorship from an old pro. In his new memoir, When I Was Your Age, Life Lessons, Funny Stories, and Questionable Parenting Advice from a Professional Clown, Thompson reveals the guidance that Tracy Morgan gave him during his first season on SNL. Tracy was the first person to really embrace me and take me under his wing, Thompson writes. He took me back to his house and introduced me to his family. Back up. I didn't actually go into his house. He had me drop him off at the end of the night. Still, that's a gesture. He showed me where he was living at 6 in the morning. One time, Morgan departed the show in 2003, the same year that Thompson joined the series. Thompson also writes that he, Finesse Mitchell, and Jordan Black were all new. And Black, on arguably one of the infamously widest shows ever, so they needed a mentor, some guidance, and boy, did we get one. Morgan provided the trio with wisdom that Thompson calls the best advice. His main quote was, "Don't peek at dress," not to be confused with "don't peek while everyone is undressing backstage," which is a given. Didn't need to be told that, Thompson jokes. No, don't peek at dress means don't do your best performance during rehearsal. Save it for the live stage. That can echo through your tenure there. If you're known for delivering when it doesn't count, you might be headed toward the door. Thompson goes on to explain that Morgan also took the strictness and the mystery out of our new situation. What's going to happen if we don't do something right or if I don't have any ideas? He lifted the veil and made our situation so much more chill. During their first meeting, Morgan's eatery of choice left a sizable impression on Thompson. He even came by the studio, picked us up, and took us to lunch that very first week. We walked out of 30 Rock and were surrounded by a million restaurants, Thompson writes. But Tracy had a special plan in mind for his mitts. We walked with him into a nearby parking garage, piled into his tricked-out pearl-colored Cadillac Escalade with the truck bed, and drove exactly 1 square block to TGI Fridays in Times Square. Tracy might have even just parked on the sidewalk. We could have walked the 30 yards from 30 Rock to Fridays, but this was much more exciting and memorable. Later, Thompson explains the unique relationships between Black performers on SNL. Is there solidarity amongst all the Black cast members? Absolutely. Everybody acknowledges the struggle of being the token in a traditionally white institution like Saturday Night Live. However, Thompson also acknowledges that each individual personality leads to complex dynamics. Do some people have different relationships with others? Are some kind of standoffish? Sure, we're all human beings with varying personalities. Tim Meadows and Tracy Morgan are polar opposites and come from different worlds. Tim is one of the cerebral Harvard guys, and Tracy's off the hook Brooklyn. You have to get to know Chris Rock to understand that his grumpiness doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't like you. He's just a grumpy kind of guy.